Welcome back to the Honda project, and we're on the final furlong, or at least the final lap. So let's do the chain, because this one's a little bit different. And not least of all, it's a lot heavier. But this is why it's different. So it's this kind of linkage on the fit, whereas before we've had to mess around with that silly tool. This should be a lot more straightforward. It was very straightforward to get off. Better bloody fit as well. Well, it is the right size in terms of the sprocket size, number of teeth, etc. Blah blah blah. But I am pretty sure I was kind of generous with this, and yet we're a little bit short. We've got some adjustment. I don't think it's going to be enough. So that's annoying. Bloody hell. This episode isn't going well, is it? Nah, let's fit this up. That should be easy enough, right? I'll just add this to my ever-growing collection. Figure I need another 3 teeth. Actually I do, yeah, that's exactly how many the dentist took out last time I went to the dentist, which was, I can't remember now, at least a decade ago. Alright, let's deal with this archaic version of braking. Semi-straightened rod. Phillips, well, all kinds of screws on that end, which involves poking a screwdriver through there. Yeah, that's a good idea. Connecting it up to that, where the screwdriver is poking through, and then the other end of this, obviously, and potentially situating all this in roughly the right place, although I guess it kind of is already. Yes, we're focusing on the back end to start with, at least, with chains and brake rods and drums. Turns out this horrible Phillips head device is imperial, so it must have been fitted by our friends Mike's Bikes in Flagstaff. So we're not going to be using that. We're going to be using one of these, which is a M6 Allen key, for several reasons. It'll be a lot easier to get an Allen key through that gap to try and push the damn thing through the hole and line it all up all at the same time. So that's where we're going to start. Trying to balance stuff on the end of one of these is not easy, which is why somebody came up with these. Although still not perfect, they're a big improvement. Somebody has yet to come up with the perfect solution to a fixing device. Anyway, let's get on with it. Before we do, thanks for tuning in again, or for the first time, or whatever. And if at any time you feel so inclined throughout the video, give it the thumbs up, and of course subscribe. So these are the simple tools in the armory to fix that, hopefully. A ratcheting box end spanner, wrench thing, and some Allen keys. Like that. Well, I had a choice of bolts, and I went for the longer one, and it's just short enough. As I think I said before, I don't really use the back brakes very much, and drum brakes are useless. Yes, I think we've covered that subject too. Probably need to connect the other end. That'll do it for now. Well, that's all that done. We have a pretty clean board. No ideas, no notes, nothing to do. Yeah, right. So, while we're waiting for air filters and the new chain to turn up, which is actually shinier gold, so it'll be nicer still, we can start looking at the fuel tank, because the carbs are back on. Yes, this fuel tank with the modified position of the tap, and luckily I got a few of these. Got a lot of these in varying sizes. Don't remember why I bought them, when, what for, but perfect. In the appropriately labelled hose clip drawer. I have a lot of those clips, or as we Brits like to call them, Jubilee clips. Don't know why. Not sure whether I should put PTFE tape around that, or is that just for plumbing and water, not fuel? Anyway, let's tighten it up. It's bound to leak. It's a big ass nut. So we need one of these. Yes, a crescent wrench, otherwise known as an adjustable spanner. And what I mean by otherwise is correctly. Yeah, and there she is. Yeah, I know, we've seen it all before, many times, right? On, off, on, off. Anyway, back on. Sure it won't be the last time. But this time, we shall be routing this to somewhere down here. I can't remember exactly where. I better find out, hadn't I? Fairly key to getting the whole thing started. Which reminds me, while we were messing around down here, I need to fill it up with oil. But before I do that, I need to make sure that all the nuts and bolts involved in the oil system are tightened down as appropriate. At least we have plenty of pipe in our leading. Or no, it's the other way around, isn't it? Anyway, we got plenty to play with. Coming together in some shape or form. Quite quickly now. It's been a long ride. So the good news is I reckon that tank will only hold about $10 worth of fuel, which in this day and age is kind of crucial, right? Bad news is it won't get you very far. Honda is now on life support. Apparently much required. Not happy with that clip, it's not quite tight enough. So I think I'm going to resort to one of these. Apparently they're a single ear hose clamp. Yeah, I call them Ricky Booby clamps because he likes them. Although Ricky Booby nipple clamps could be something entirely different, right? Much better. Clamped up nice and tight. Is that in focus? There, that. So I think the other end goes down here, which is why I left this on here to remind me. So yeah, down there. No, I can't see it either. There, that's better. Down there. Cool. Okay, let's get this one off. And cut this to an appropriate length. Well, I'll put another one of those clips on the pipe ready to seal it down at the bottom. Tape's just to hold it out of the way. But that was so tight getting that on. And there wasn't a clip holding it on before. And yeah, it's only gravity fed, so I think that's good. Unfortunately, I can't get that off now. Well, I could cut it off. Anyway, we are ready to be fueled up. Except before we do that, we've got to do the oil. Yamalube. So, drilled those holes out a little bit larger so the Allen head will actually fall through it. We're talking about the back light, by the way. So that I can clamp it. I don't need spacers in here. That's what I'm talking about. So that will just screw all the way down, but still got good access to it. So yeah, I think it's time to unwrap the backlight, stick the actual light element in there, throw it through there, and then sort out all that shit. The spaghetti. Oh no, it's not a Ducati. It's a Honda. It's noodles. We are noodling it. So we'll be using some of our friend HVAC tape to secure this in place, and I've marked B for the bottom, which is the bottom as we're looking at it, and then that correlates with the hole that I drilled in there. Yeah. See, I'm learning to take care of my own stupidity. If there's a 50-50 chance I would have got it the wrong way round, but I laboured it all, so I won't. And there she is, all ready to go. And if you wondered why I cut it in a trapezoid type shape, no reason at all. None whatsoever. So there's the LED strip, laid out ready, stuck onto the HVAC tape, and then we'll just wrap it around the back end of that, like so. And there she is, just in place, roughly. Just a question of bolting it down, throwing those bolts through the holes, getting some lock nuts, and bingo, one back light. Forward to seeing that lighting up very shortly. So I haven't bolted them up, but now you can see what I mean. Yeah, the Allen head fits through that hole so that it will secure down onto the base with the light without any spacers needed in between to take up the slack. Cool. You get the idea. Well, I know you've seen the concept before if you watch the Ducati or the Yamaha, and if you haven't, please do so. But there you go. There's the running light, and there's the brake light. Oh, I know, it's not much different, is it? It's alright. It's good enough. Brakes, no brakes. Sweet, and an indicator. Yeah, orange. We have orange. I might put indicators on this bike. Not this. I'm not going to use this because basically I've chopped off the right-hand indicator, and by the time it hits that V, it's not clear what it is anyway, right? So if I do, I'll be using the ones I tried on the Triumph, which have their own flasher device, which got very confused with the relay and basically didn't work. But very simple to install. No relays involved, so if I do, you'll find out what the hell I'm talking about. Not going to show you all this because I know how boring it is. But anyway, we had a lot of earths over here. We got this one going up the front. That's fine. Anyway, we had 4 different doofers here. Yeah, all a bit messy, all going to that and whatever. Anyway, what we're going to do is put them in one of these clearly marked earth, or ground if you prefer, and then we're going to ground them all there again, like so. Bingo. Finally. Okay, good. Yes, air filters have arrived, and they fit and they look good. Let's get the other 2 on. Lovely. The new chain's arrived. Let's hope it's the right length this time around. Matches the colour nicely. Kinda. Anyway, we're not going to do that now because it's the end of the episode. Yes. So stay tuned next time for chain replacement. And if you haven't already, subscribe. If you thought the video was any good at all, give it a thumbs up. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.